It's so funny to think that there was a point in life that you couldn't catch me dead without wearing makeup, and now hi guys, it's me again. I've done this a lot of times. I think the most awkward thing for me doing this whole video stuff is the fact of like, hey, it's me, and turning myself on and preparing. I'm not the greatest at that. If you watched my last video, I took like a snippet from this one video that I was doing before that one where I like went off on a rant, and I was able to like have a cut and concise like roll of the words of the tongue because I wasn't thinking about it, and I was really good at it. I'm thinking about this now, and it's really making me feel awkward. Even if I'm editing, it still is making me feel awkward. This is basically what I'm currently reading at the moment. I think it's gonna be wordy, but I don't actually think it's gonna be too bad. Take a breath, Sarah. Nobody's in a rush. It's weird doing this video without a coffee in hand. I have about 8 books that I'm gonna discuss today. I suck at pronouncing words that I haven't heard. I suck at pronouncing words even if I've heard them. It's just something I do. If I mispronounce a name or a title, please forgive me. I am learning still to do this and also speak, apparently, after almost 40 years of trying to speak. We're gonna start with books that I am looking into a little bit more, the ones that I'm reading over a long period of time. You'll see by the first book I'm gonna show you, it is a giant book. I have my schooling I'm doing, I have my personal schooling I'm doing, and then I have my enjoyment reading. So there's a lot of things going on. This first one is for my own personal schooling. I'm trying to learn more about Canada's residential schools and Indigenous culture due to being Canadian. It's also a big part of my life. I have Métis ancestry, and no, it's not like my great grandfather. It is literally my grandfather was Métis. I never met him. I was never immersed in the culture of Métis or indigeneity. I was raised white with a white father and a Métis mother, and that was my culture. My eyes opened to it more in 2020. Is Canada's Residential Schools, The History, Part 1, Origins to 1939. It is the final report of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada. It is giant. This is one of the books that I am tabbing and reading, and I am stopping, I'm researching on the internet, I'm going through all these stages to really immerse myself in this. I do think about doing videos on what I'm learning just because a lot of people who are immersed in their cultures, they already know a lot of this. I didn't get into it for a really long time. It's only been since I've matured and become more mentally stable that I have been really curious and really wanting to research. So the next book I'm reading is The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri. I have to read this for school. My goal right now is to have this done by June 20th at least. This is only like 310 pages. I've read 310 pages in a day, less than a day. So I should be able to do this. They are new arrivals from Calcutta, trying their best to become Americans even as they pine for home. The name they bestow on their firstborn betrays all the conflicts of honoring tradition in a new world. Conflicts that will haunt Gogol on his own winding path through divided loyalties, comic detours, and wrenching love affairs. I would listen to it, but I have to close read and I have to really make notes. And I did a little bit already. I'm in an English class and that's what I'm doing it for. And I know that I'm gonna have to pick a theme or write an essay based on the theme in the story. And I'm now kind of contemplating, is it going to be a direct theme or is it going to be an overall theme? Like, how closely do I need to read this story? That's where like my learning challenges come in, and because I think it's a lot of work, I think I'm not going to touch it, but I gotta just dive right in, because when I don't have any sort of pressure along it, I have no problem. I'm so sorry about the weed whacker in the background. I'll try to like get it lowered in post. At this point, it's just part of the video. I'm so sorry. The other book that I'm reading is A History of Their Own, Women in Europe from Prehistory to the Present, Volume 1. I found this at a used bookstore in a small mountain town and absolutely was so excited because I found Volume 1 and Volume 2. I am not a history buff. I never was a history buff. I am now becoming a history buff, especially because I'm a dinosaur and my history is really piling up. Okay, So I'm reading that. I am also now reading Ease of Eden by John Steinbeck. I have been reading this for a while. I was supposed to be in a book club and it just wasn't the vibe. I am writing actual notes on this. I have my book report notebook somewhere. She's right here. And I am writing my thoughts and feelings down. I will most likely do a whole video on it. I love John Steinbeck. I read Of Mice and Men in school like a lot of people do. It was the first classic book that I deeply related to. He truly gets brotherhood or siblinghood. I want to say siblinghood. There's a fondness I find in like Lenny and George, and then between Adam and Charles, I think, in this one that I just very much, I like feel to my bones. He deeply makes you question Kathy when you first are introduced to her. It's very interesting the way that this reads so modern. I am trying to take my time with it to savor every second. The next three that I'm going to talk to you about are more for fun. I don't have a plan for this next one I'm going to show you to closely read it. I think maybe I should because of how large the book is. It is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I am not, like we've mentioned before, my history knowledge is not great. It's from whatever I learned in school, psychology, or things that I've just started. So war or Russian, I think that's what he is not something I've ever been dabbling in before. I also own more than one copy of these. I think War and Peace is a book that I have wanted to read for so long. I think classic I've been kind of intimidated by because I do have learning difficulties. I do have this obsession of like wanting to know the deep depths of it, but then also getting bored halfway through, not because it's boring, but because like I'm like squirrel, I want to read like a smutty thing. Like this is one that I am giving it a go. I want to have this done at least in a year. I don't know if it will happen. The writing is so small, like it's teeny tiny. I don't want to crack the spine. I just thought this edition was so pretty. I love this color. I think this is one of my favorite colors. I have other copies. I have a beautiful copy that is like a collector's edition. My grandma collected those really fancy books. It's a little bit more casual. We're not serious. We're not thinking there's an angle. We hope so, but we're taking it easy. We're seeing other people. That's kind of it. I'm gonna take a breath for a second because my brain is like la la. The next book is The Fifth Season by N.K Jimisin. I love this so far. I have picked this up at a bookstore so many times, put it down, picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down. Most of the time, I've heard so many people talk about this. Every single one of these have a Hugo Award. She's the only person to have every book in a series win that award. I thought that was pretty cool. We should actually look up what the Hugo Award is. Prestigious Literary Award in Science Fiction. Oh! Guys, listen, I don't read things for the accolades. I don't read things because they win awards. I literally, again, I'll always have to say this as a preface. Guys, Twilight is one of my favorite books. Okay, I just love Twilight. I read Twilight more than anything. But my also favorite book is Of Mice and Men. And another favorite book is A Fine Balance by Rohinton Minstry. I have these books that sit with me that are just like, this one is so different. The world building is challenging. It's not fully clear yet where I'm at, but it doesn't make me want to stop. I've been reading this for a few weeks now. I'm a mood reader, so I want to read something quick and witty and whatever. This is an immersed situation. I have just DNF'd a book, and I don't do that often. And I DNF'd it because my brain could not process what it was trying to say, and the sentence structure was weird. Like, that's not what this book is. It is stunning. Another thing that I really love is like, it does have like the description on the back. It has some reviews. There's this conversation against men and women authors. Like, the men will have their picture on the back and women don't really do that. I have another book somewhere. There's a woman that her picture on the back and I love it. This one, I didn't look at this. I didn't open this at all, but when I was reading it and looking at the book after I brought it home, she's got her face right on the front page. Like, you open this and it's like, hey, I wrote this. Like, it is such a pleasure to see someone do their own twist on it. Doesn't have romance in it. People say it's quite heavy. It is quite heavy if you're not expecting it. The world building is immense. Or the only other book that was like different from like the lore that people are used to. So I went from like reading like Twilight and Divergent and all that stuff. Stephanie Meyer wrote The Host. That was hard for my brain brain to like wrap around. Alienness or something wasn't something that I was used to. Another one was Alchemized. I read that and the world building was strange. I didn't pay attention to it because I read its original work, and so I could piece it together. This is the first time that I've gone into a story not knowing very much about it. It's been a journey. It has a glossary in the back, something I hope to have done within a month or so. The last physical book that I'm going to show you is the one that I started literally a couple days ago, and I'll probably finish it in a couple days, honestly. I found it just randomly. I loved the sides. Like, I'm gonna just bring it up. Like, I loved the sides of it. I thought it was so pretty. It's called Endless Anger by Sav R Miller. I love a red book. I don't know why. I think I was in a mood for some toxicity, and the back, it like alluded to it being something toxic. So far the toxicity is, I think, a little bit under the rug. I think it's there, but it's not as toxic as some books that I've read. It's also like described on the internet as smutty. I have gotten this far and it's not as smutty. I think I had this moment of like, I kind of want another Haunting or Hunting Adeline. I saw this and I saw the redness of it. I saw that it was angry, and it's not hitting in the same way I did really want it to be hit in the same way, because those books are dark, but I wanted a middle. This is about basically this like college. I thought it was a magical college. It's not. It's just a normal college, but I think there's magic intertwined. It's kind of exciting. I love to like look at the covers. That's what they're doing really beautifully these days, adding in hints into the covers. Now I just got to a point where this gold circle's coming in, the rings, all of this is kind of coming into movement. This is the book, complete mood reading, kind of like my reality TV of books. If you know anything about me, I don't really watch a lot of TV if it doesn't have to do with books. I watched Off Campus, I watched Hated Rivalry, I watched Wuthering Heights, then I'm reading a fan fiction. This is where I think my smut is coming in. I got recommended this from my girl Aisha on Instagram. It's on my phone, I'm reading it because it's not finished. It's called Needy by Pre-Monster. It's something about the Omegaverse. If you know, you know. I am attempting to stop being on my phone so much, so these books will get read a little bit quicker, or you're gonna get more vlogs. When I pick up my phone, I've started to vlog. These videos, I'm hoping to be a little bit more structured next time. This one was a quick, oh my god, I gotta post this tomorrow. I gotta get this out just because I want to try and stay consistent. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Put it down in the comments. If there's books I've talked about today that you really want to read, tell me the things you don't like. Tell me the books that you are curious about that you pick up every once in a while. Tell me the books that you wish you could read but you know you might never. One of those books for me is Les Miserables. Yeah, you know what I mean. That one. I have it. I don't know if I'll ever read it. I would love to. I don't even know if I'm gonna read War and Peace. I'm also trying to read The Count of Monte Cristo. That's not on the shelf. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it so much, and I will see you later. Bye.